Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Codeforces problem vicious keyboard. Before we start looking into the problem details, some examples and the Java solution for this problem, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people in their Java J2 interviews and in their coding interviews. You will find a lot of helpful videos that can help you in your interview preparation, especially in Java J2 interviews and coding interviews. There are a lot of solved coding problems which were previously asked by big tech companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo and many other big tech companies that you can see it in the videos solved and explained with examples and Java code that can definitely be helpful for you in your coding interview preparation. There are other videos that can help you in your Java J2 interview preparation and in your telephonic Java interview preparation as well. So please subscribe to the channel. So let's go through the problem statement for the vicious keyboard problem. Tonio has a keyboard with only two letters V and K. One day he has typed out a string S with only these two letters. He really likes it when the string VK appears, so he wishes to change at most one letter in the string or do not do any changes to maximize number of occurrences of the string, right? So number of occurrences of a VK string basically, right? Compute the maximum number of times VK can appear as a substring, that is a letter K right after letter V in the resulting string. And they said that we can do one change, so one change is allowed, right? As you can see, so the first line of the input will contain a string S consisting only V and K letters, right? Because his keyboard can only type V and K letters, so they will give us one input string with V and K letters. Maximum length of the string is 100 and output a single integer the maximum number of times VK can appear as a substring of given string after changing at most one character. So we are allowed to do one character change in the string, right? So that we can maximize number of uh, occurrence of VK substring. So this is what the problem is. So as you can see, so let's just, for example, you can, if you look this example, what we can do is we can change this second V we can change to K, so it will become VK, right? So we can have maximum one occurrences of VK as a substring basically, right, in this string. Let's take this one bigger example on the whiteboard. Um so first we will just understand a little bit about this problem and then we will go and details of this specific test case, right? So basically, for example, if we are given one string, right, let's say VV, and then let's say there is a string called as VVV, for example, all three are V's. So how many maximum K's we can do, right? So what we can do is we can change this V to K, right? So we can get one VK here, right? So after one change we can get maximum one VK basically. So our goal is to maximize this VK substring, right? VK substring should be there basically. So this is our goal, right? And let's say in this example, if the string is like this basically, right? Let me just remove this. So the string is like this, for example, VVV and K, right? So three V's and one K is there. So in this case we can change this V into K, so it will give us two VK, right? This is one VK and this is another VK, so two VKs we can get. So this number we have to output as our answer basically. So this is what the problem is. So let's look into this specific case now, right? So this is the test case that is given to us. So visually, if let's first go visually and figure it out, and then we will develop the algorithm. So as you can see, VK is there, right? This VK, this one VK is there, this another VK is there here, and we don't see any other VK in this string, right? So two VK we can directly see. Now other way what we can do to find, like we can make any one change is allowed, right? So what I can do is I can just change this K to V, so now it will give me one more VK, right? This is allowed, or anywhere, like, or other thing is I can change this V to K, right? So only one change is allowed. So total number of VKs that we can get maximum is 3 in this string, right? As it is already shown to you. So 3 maximum we can get. So 3 is the answer for this specific unit test case. So as you can see it here, 3 is the answer that is given. So so how we are going to solve this problem, right? So uh, first thing we have to do for sure is we have to go through all the characters in this in this string, right? From this character we will start and we will go until this character. One by one we will go in a for loop, right? And we will keep going, reading each character. So one thing is, when we are at a character, let's say uh, we are at this character, first character, let's say, right? So we will always check if the next character is k, correct? If next character k is k, then we already found one vk, right? So we will maintain one count, we will maintain one count, and we will increment our count basically from 0 to 1, means increment by 1 basically, right? Whenever we are finding one v and the next character is k, in that case it is vk basically, right? So this is a straightforward thing basically to understand. Now apart from that, there are two other scenarios we have to handle, right? Finding vk, like the first one I explained, is pretty straightforward. Now let's say we are going, this is our string, right? So we are at this, let's say here, right? We are at this character, for example, let's say, right? So we are here. So vv is there, let's say, part of a string, right? Now we have a choice. I have a choice to make this v to k, right? So if I change this to vk, then I will get this vk, right? This v and k, if I make a change. But I have to always make sure, before I can make this change, that if I want to make this change, I already have this vk here, right? That I am going to lose basically. If I make this v as a k, then this vk I will lose basically. Let me highlight it for you. So this is the vk which is already will be coming, right? In if we go one more character. So in this case, we are not going to achieve anything if we change this v into k. This v, if we change this v into k, we will not achieve anything, right? Because anyway we are going to get one vk here, right? So there is no point of changing this v that I'm showing you into k, right? Because we will not get anything, we will not achieve any maximization, right? We even without changing that to k, anyway we are going to get one vk here, right? As you can see it. So we have to test. This is one scenario that we have to make sure when we are processing the characters. The other scenario we want to make sure is, let's say if we are at this position, right, in this string. Now there is a choice for me that I can change this k and I can make this change in k into v. So I will have vk here, right? If I change this k to v. But now before we change it, we also wanted to make sure that we don't have a vk here, right? You already see that this vk is here, right? So changing this k into v is not going to give us any benefit basically, right? Because we are already getting one vk here. So even if we change this k into v, will not be adding any more vk's basically, right? So this is the second condition that we have to make sure that we have to handle basically when we are processing this string, right? So this is the three scenarios that we have to handle. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the Java code for this solution. So first thing is count. We will take one count, it is 0. Then we will take one variable, one change used, right? Because we are allowed to make one change. So we will just say one change used. It is 0 in the beginning. This is the string, input string. So we will go from 0th character to the length -1, right? Until the end of the string basically, until this character k. And we will always check. First thing is we will do in the if loop is, we will check current character is v and next character is k, right? So we directly get a vk basically. So in that case we'll just increment the count and we will just do I plus plus, right? So means we'll go to the next character. Now the other scenario is that the character we are is v basically, right? The character we are on is v and the next character is also v. and one changed is not used. Basically it means that it's not equal to 1, means we are allowed to do one more change, basically one change basically, right? That's what it means. So what does this mean basically? So in this case, as you can see, I'll just revert this coloring. So this is the case we are saying, right? So this uh, so let's go back here. So we are saying that ith character is v and I plus 1 is also v, basically, right? So here basically we are here, right? This one is v and this one is also v, right? So we are planning to decide whether we should change this v into k or not, basically, right? So that's what we are doing. We will not change it to k because we already have this vk here. So that is what we are doing here. So first thing is we will do one change use is equal to 1 here. So we are thinking that we will change it, right? But later we wanted to make sure this one, basically, right? So I plus 2 is less than the s dot length, means less than the string dot length, and the I plus 2 character is k, basically, as you can see. So this is I, right? So I plus 2 character is this one, which is k, correct? So in this case there is no point of changing this v into k. So that's what we are doing, right? In this case we don't want to do that one change. So we will just again reassign that value to 0 here. So we are not using it, basically, right? Because it's not going to give us any benefit if we use it, correct? Because this vk is already there. So that's what we are checking. Now this is the second scenario that I will show you. In second scenario, we are at a character which is k, right? And the k plus 1, the I plus 1 is also k. So this is that scenario, right? So we are at a character which is k and the next character is also k here, right? So we are thinking that should we change this k into v or not, basically, right? So first we are saying that we are changing it, for example, and then we'll just say one change used is equal to 1, and then we will check if the I minus 1 character is v. So this is the I, right, where we are I minus 1 character is v, basically, right? Which means that we already have vk here, so there is no point of changing this k into v, right? Because we are not going to get any benefit of changing it, right? Anyway we are getting this vk, right? So there is no point of changing this k into v. Previously also, with this vk also, we used to get 1 vk. Even if we change this into vk, we will only get 1 vk, right? So there is no benefit of changing it. That's what we are doing basically here, right? If that is not the case, then we will just use the one change use, right? If that is not the case, basically, for example, if let's say let's just say let's say this one, right? This one. So here we can make that v in this k into v, right? Because this will give us one benefit, right? Additional vk we will get if I change this k into v. Or if I change this v into k also, we will get additional benefit, right? Because this one will give us vk, and we are not going to, like, we are getting one more value, basically. So that's what we are that's how we are going to implement this logic. So let's just finally we'll just make a summation of one change use plus the total count of vk that we found, right? So count is this one, that direct vk, whatever direct vk are there, right, in the substring. So let's just go ahead and execute it. So we are getting 3 as the answer, which is the correct answer, as you can see it here. So 3 is the answer. So let's take a look at some other example. Let's take a look at vv. Vv should give us 1, right? So let's just change this example to vv. So we are getting 1. I can change this v into k, right? And I can get 1 vk, basically. So there is another example we can take. So let's take this another example here. So in this case, let me just show you first on the whiteboard. Let's just take this sample. So this is our string, right? So this is our string. So as you can see here, this vk is there, right? One vk is there, and then this one is another vk. So there are two vks we can directly see here. So now what we can do is one thing is I can just change this v into k, right? So I'll get one more vk. So 3 vks we will get in this string, right? Only one change is allowed, so 3 vks we will get. So let's go ahead and execute this. So we are getting correct answer, right? 3 vk. And if we have only v, then only one change we can do, so we will get 1 vk, right, in this case. So we are getting 1 vk. So this is how we can solve the vicious keyboard problem on Codeforces. So once, like, this is a good problem. If you understand this logic, then we can easily solve this problem. These two, handling these two cases that I explained, are important to solve this problem. If you are new to my channel, there is a dedicated Codeforces playlist on my channel which has a lot of solved Codeforces problem explained with examples and Java code. Also, there is a big playlist called as LeetCode and LeanCode solutions on my channel that solves, a lot of coding, different varieties of coding problems which were previously asked by Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Yahoo, Microsoft, and many other big companies. And those coding questions are very important from coding interview perspective, because they cover important coding question varieties such as dynamic programming, VFS, DFS, matrix problems, binary search tree problems, binary search related coding questions, linked list and string related different coding problems, optimization problems. So you will find vast varieties of coding problems in these two playlists that can definitely help you in your Java interview preparation, and especially your coding interview preparation. If you find this video helpful, if you like this video, and if you like how the way it's created with whiteboarding sessions and examples, then please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for the channel, because that is the way the channel can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. They can watch these videos of solved coding problems and understand how to approach different varieties of coding problems, and they can also understand what data structures and what Java APIs can be applied to solve different varieties of coding problems. If you have any questions related to this video, please put your questions below the description. I am going to give you the GitHub account link for the Java code for this solution. You can check it out there. There are lots of solved Java problems there on the GitHub account. You can take a look. If you like this video, please give it a like and share this video with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching this video.